Now that I got it cleaned up, you can see, compared to the other one, it popped it right out of that tin sheet. Gotta fix that up. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Back at the case. So, as you saw, I have the radiator over here. Got some goop on it. Peeled back some of these fins so I can get it down on the sides. Hopefully that'll take care of that. And I have this little spot here. And it looked like there might have been another little crack on the inside here. Just maybe where I didn't get with the solder. So I patched it just in case. But next thing on the list here, we're going to turn this engine over a couple times by hand. And we're going to reset the timing. Going over the manual and looking online, this engine, max RPM, is 1950, an idle of 600, and a bottom end idle of 250. So with that, in a 4 1/8 inch bore on a long stroke, we're going to set this timing to 33 degrees off top dead center to the engine. And then we'll pull the plug and see where it's at on the pump. I don't know if it's going to be enough that I can adjust the pump side to side to line it up, or I might have to remove the pump and jump one gear, because it is going to be, that's quite a drastic timing change. 33 degrees is a lot. Once I get the timing done and the pump set, I'm going to pull off the valve covers. I'm going to retorque the heads, because I did have it running the last time there. I'm going to retorque the heads, and also we're going to check the backlash on the valves again. So first, get my wrench out, crank this engine over, and I'll try to get in here at the camera so you can see where the degree gauge is. So, crank the engine over. And see, there you can see it. It's not really clear. See if we can focus. It is not wanting to focus on there, but where the line is right now, there you go, that is 35 degrees. So we need to go back 2 more degrees on the lines here to set this to 33. So let's see if I can get it here. 34. Oh, come on. 33. Let's see here. You can see 35, then I'm 2 lines back, so that's 33 degrees. So now I'm at 33 degrees. Check to see how far off we are on our pump. Oh, there's no line. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I can get it. There, you can see it here. Let's get rid of this here. Okay. The mark that is right at the end of my fingernail, right there, that is the pump housing. That's where the timing has to be set. The other line needs to be down on the pump. And it is nowheres where I can see. So I cannot adjust this by just turning the pump here a bit. Those 2 degrees, I shouldn't say 2 degrees. I don't know how many degrees out it was from the original. I think it was actually only 25. So I am going to have to pull this pump off, move it a couple of gears, put it back in. I don't know if I can do that with all my lines hooked up. I might have to take them off. Okay, so I'm going to have to take my lines off here. I think there's definitely not enough movement to move them out. Don't have to strip the ones on the bottom off. There's enough play in those. They kind of flex a little bit. But here's where we're at. I turned it over. So, oh, the shadows in here is terrible, but right where the shadow ends actually is the line. So my injection pump now is top dead center. That's where it needs to be. And if we go down in here, we are 24 degrees maybe. So this is going to be a drastic change in our timing, but this is going with the higher altitude as well too. So I'm about 3,700 feet above sea level, and with displacement of the engine, they're saying 33 degrees. So I'm gonna pull this pump, knowing that's centered, rotate my engine to 33 degrees top dead center, while 33 degrees off top dead center, and then reinstall my pump. Oh, I had to go back to the book on this thing. It's driving me nuts. Okay, I rotate this engine over like 5 more times, and I'm back at 33 degrees. And I really wish you could see this in here. But, oh, there's right there, the shiny spot. There's my timing mark right there. So I'm not as far out as I thought, but I am at least a tooth out. And this actually could be, I might have made a mistake when I put this back together, and that's why she's running like crap. So I don't know if that's 2 teeth out or 1 tooth out. I'm gonna have to pull it. I do have to take it all off, everything. This is I hate this. It's all gotta come off, and I gotta do it again. I gotta turn it, put it back in, see if it lines up. Crank the engine over 4 times. 1 time to wrong, back to right, back to offset, then back to right again, and see if it lines up. And if it doesn't, then I gotta take it all back off, move 1 more tooth. I don't like injection pumps, just in case you're wondering. I don't like them. Finally. So you can see in there, you can just see the line. So I'm lined up, gear drive and pump, and I am still at my 33 degrees. Perfect. That only took 3 tries, and it was a full tooth out, plus, I don't know if you can tell, the pump is turned in. So it's 1 full tooth and about a half. There's adjustment on this pump to get that last little bit. You can kind of see it here that there's the holes are notched out on an angle. So once you get the pump in, you can rotate it just that little bit in or out, and that may come into play once we start getting idling. As it's running and I get it up to like 1,000, 1,200 RPMs, you can loosen off these 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 in the back, grab the pump, and then you can, just like a distributor on a gas car, you can retard it or advance it just that little bit to find a sweet spot. But we're at the 33 degrees, like I read, top dead center on the pump, put her all back together, and then pull off the valve covers. One thing about this is I'm kind of excited to see is how much oil is in here. I know it's been sitting for a while, but I did turn it over a few times, and also when we ran it last year for a bit. I'd be interested to see how much oil got up inside the valve covers here, up to the rockers and whatnot. I don't fully know if there's oil pressure. I'm pretty sure there is. They did look like it was getting wet, and I could feel, not just a blow by, but it felt damp. It felt like that oil was getting up there, and there was a little bit of vapor. So we'll get these pulled off. We'll see what's going on in here. And there is oil all laid in around the seal, so that is good. Looks clean. So we're gonna check those. Check all the valve lash there, and we'll do as much as we can with the torquing of the bolts. I got a crow's foot, but I don't know how to work out the exact torque difference, but we'll just give them a quick go to make sure they're all tight. Okay, so best I could do, torque is good, backlash is all perfect, and all the valves, everything's good there. And cranking over by hand, even though the oil pan's off, there's still some oil in the lines. There is older dirty oil coming up and coming out the holes here, so we're good on the oil pressure. Now, I did come across something though. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but I'm going to just set my phone down here. I'm going to turn the engine over by hand. Hopefully my microphone can pick it up. And we'll see what you guys think. See if you can hear this or not. Okay, right here. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but when I turn this engine over by hand, one full crank, one full rotation, so the compression stroke, I can hear air pissing out in one of these cylinders. Now, I know there's going to be some coming by the rings, of course, because for air, rings aren't perfect, but this sounds like an excessive amount. I think I have a blown head gasket, or a bad head gasket. It's not sealing because it's too much, I think. So I think I'm gonna have to pull the heads. I don't think there's any way around that. Even if I do, well, compression test's not gonna matter because I'm not gonna be able to turn it over that quick, and I don't want to with the sump being dry and everything. But just turn this over on this one compression stroke. There it is right there. Hopefully you can hear that. So, they gotta come off, but I don't want to take them off until I have another set of head gaskets. Just try to get it done all in one day because I am just doing this outside. So I want to make sure everything comes off, goes back together in one day. It's not a hard job. It's kind of lengthy, taking everything apart. We'll have to reset our valve lash and everything again, but it's not a big deal. All the rockers got to come off, pull all the rods. Then, of course, all the injectors have to come out. Or I guess they don't have to, but it is way easier. Decompression valve come off and a couple fuel lines. And then the biggest thing is, though, is the exhaust slash intake assembly, which is kind of all integrated into one here. So this will be the hardest part, is actually getting this back together is the hard thing. So I'm gonna cut the video there, and hopefully I can get head gasket in a relatively timely manner, and we'll get the sucker pulled apart and get her done. I really do hope that is the only issue. I'm half considering pulling those sleeves and resealing them, but that's a big job, and there doesn't seem to really be any water coming out of the bottom of them. So I think we're okay there. I did get, like I said, I did get that gallon, almost 2 gallons in there, and it was above the line and nothing dripped out. So that's what it is. Head gaskets, get them on order tomorrow, and hopefully that's the end of it. So anyway, again, nothing really exciting, but I'm thankful for you guys to follow me on this journey, fixing this thing. This was Season 2, Episode 2. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up is always greatly appreciated. We'll talk to you guys again soon.